Charlie Munger, the billionaire investor and longtime partner of Warren Buffett, once said that the first $100,000 is the hardest amount you'll ever have to accumulate. And here's the brutal truth. He was right. If you've ever felt like your savings are crawling forward while everyone else seems to be racing ahead, this is for you. The early years of building wealth are genuinely the slowest, the most frustrating, and the easiest to give up on. But there's a turning point that changes everything, and almost nobody talks about what actually happens once you cross it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that first 100,000 is so brutally difficult, why it gets dramatically easier afterward, and what you can do starting today to reach that milestone years sooner. My name is Swiss Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. Let's start with the hardest part, because pretending it's easy helps no one. In the beginning, almost all of your progress has to come from money you personally earn and set aside. There's no momentum yet, no invisible force helping you along. It's just you, your paycheck, and your discipline. And that's exactly why so many people stall out before they ever get going. One of the most common traps is the belief that you'll start investing once you finally have more money. But saying you'll invest when you have more money is like saying you'll put wood on the fire just as soon as it starts producing heat. It's backwards. You don't invest because you already have money. You invest because you want more of it. Risk is the other excuse. Most of us know someone who decided investing was too dangerous and avoided it entirely, only to watch the years slip by. The truth is, taking that first step is always the hardest part, especially when the finish line feels impossibly far away. Now here's where it gets good, and where the brutal grind finally starts to pay off. Once your portfolio reaches a meaningful size, compound interest begins to do the heavy lifting for you. The returns as a percentage don't change, but the returns in actual dollars become impossible to ignore. Think about it this way. A 10% return on $5,000 is only $500. That's barely noticeable, the kind of money you could earn with a few extra hours of work. But a 10% return on $100,000 is $10,000, a serious step toward replacing your salary. And once you reach $1 million, that same 10% is $100,000 a year, more than most people earn at their jobs. This is the snowball effect. At the top of the hill, the snowball is tiny and slow, and you have to push it yourself. But once it's rolling, it gathers size and speed on its own. People consistently say that the moment their portfolio crosses $100,000 is when they can finally see the progress, and that excitement pushes them to keep going even faster. Once you understand how powerful compounding really is, something interesting happens to the way you spend. You start to see money differently. That $100 you might have spent on a meal out isn't just $100 anymore. Invested, it could reward you with around $10 the first year, $11 the next, $12 the year after, quietly growing for decades. Suddenly, that purchase feels a lot more expensive than the price on the menu. A single $100 isn't going to change your life. But the habit of saving $100 here and there, again and again across different categories, is exactly what builds that first portfolio. And the bigger your investments grow, the more obvious and rewarding this trade-off becomes. You begin actively hunting for ways to feed the snowball, because now you can clearly see what each dollar turns into. Reaching that first 100,000 doesn't just grow your net worth. It quietly expands what's possible in your life. When you have real savings behind you, you gain options that someone living paycheck to paycheck simply doesn't have. Maybe a better job appears, one with far higher earning potential but unsteady commission-based pay. If you need every dollar of your current paycheck, you can't take that leap. But with savings to fall back on, suddenly you can. Perhaps you've always wanted to start a business but never had the capital or a cushion to risk. Or an incredible real estate deal lands in your lap, a property well below market value, but it requires money up front and a tolerance for risk. With a financial foundation, these once impossible opportunities become decisions you actually get to make. Someone with very little saved is boxed in. Someone with $100,000 can take smart, calculated risks, knowing that even if one doesn't work out, they won't be financially ruined. So if the first 100,000 is the brutal part, how do you get through it as quickly as possible? Since most of this money has to come from you, the single most powerful lever is increasing the amount you save. The fastest way to do that is to grow your income, whether through a second job a couple of nights a week, a weekend gig, or a side business, and funnel that extra cash straight into investments. At the same time, be deliberate about your spending. Do you really want to spend $100 on dinner tonight? Or would you rather reserve that for special occasions and feed your future instead? Watching your spending this closely is only temporary, just until the snowball is rolling on its own. And stay away from large payments on cars and luxuries you don't truly need, because those expenses are some of the most common reasons people never reach $100,000, let alone $1 million. The goal isn't to suffer forever, it's to build the habits that make wealth almost automatic. Here's the part that should give you real hope. Once you reach that $100,000 mark, you can ease off the gas a little, just as Charlie Munger suggested. By then, the majority of your future growth will come from compound interest rather than money you have to go out and earn. You'll already be in the habit of finding ways to increase your income, of spending deliberately, and of staying calm through the ups and downs of the market. The hardest part will be behind you. The next milestone, your first $1 million, will arrive faster than the first $100,000 ever did, and it will take a fraction of the effort. So the next time you feel stressed about how slowly your net worth is growing, remember the brutal truth cuts both ways. Yes, the beginning is hard, but it genuinely becomes easier, more enjoyable, and more rewarding with every year that passes. You're not behind, you're just early in the climb, and the steepest part is the part you're already getting through.